Good morning, good people. We're going to get ready and start the show in about a minute and 12 seconds. Hope everybody's enjoying this brisk fall weather. Hope everybody that has gotten a ballot Hope everybody has gotten a ballot and has voted. If you haven't gotten a ballot, please call 844-428-8683, please. Look, man, what's up, brother? How you making out, man? It's good to see you on here. In about 20 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and start the show. What's up, man? I was down there this morning, man. I didn't see you either. I just left from there. How you making out? Hope the family's doing good. All right, good people. Thank you for tuning in to WOOM 92.9 FM, giving you another edition of the 623 radio show. I am Richard Hooker Jr., Secretary Treasurer of Teamsters Local 623, and that's only for identification purposes. Again, thank you for tuning in, everybody that's listening on the radio, everybody that's watching on Facebook Live. Appreciate you for watching. Anthony, appreciate you, man, for watching. What up, Chris? I saw you leaving out earlier, man. I didn't get a chance to stop up there and talk to you, but I saw you as you was leaving. And that's probably why I didn't see you, Cats, man. You was different box line. But what up, Kyle? Yo, you had me tripping last night, Kyle, when you said the bull was the fastest loader. The fastest loader in the West. The fastest unloader in the West. But Abe, sound like Abe, but just getting ready. He's walking upstairs now, y'all. So we're gonna get ready to get right into it. I had some very interesting conversations over the last 2 days with our members with this election, and the thing that really took me back was the fact that these members have a lot of years. I'm talking about 30 plus years. And are having a hard time deciding on who to vote for because of what has happened, during their time as being Teamsters and what has happened over the last 2 or 3 contracts. And but first thing first, I do want to just give a big shout out to both campaigns. I know, Caster, and that's a big problem, man, because we've talked about it, and again on this show, it's a nonpartisan show, so I can't tell you, who I'm voting for or try to lead you in a certain way, but we'll talk about it. And what I will say is this: dig up all the information you can, and trust your instinct. Yeah, and while they're voting, I would suggest that you go to the IBT vote, and I'll see the links to watch the debates and everything like that. And you and I'll talk when I see you probably tomorrow. What's up, Abe?
Hey.
You and I'll probably talk, have some conversation about it. You got my number 267-235-1588, and we'll talk about it again. I can't tell you who to vote for, but I can just kind of guide you and in some things, but. Just getting back to what we was talking about earlier is, I had some very interesting. While you're here, Abe, I had some very interesting conversations with some of our 623 brothers over the last 2 days, and these guys been around 30 plus years.
Are they watching the show? Have they been listening?
Well, a couple of them have.
Okay,
other ones, older gentlemen, he doesn't have social media.
Good. Yeah.
And we had a long conversation, and there was different classifications.
Okay.
Part-time, package car driver, feeder driver.
Okay.
So the part-timer, 31-year part-timer at Oregon Avenue. He starts 31 years. Wow. He talked to me last night. He says, "Hey, Hook, man, I got this ballot. And man, I just don't know. I don't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Who do you suggest?" And I tell him, "Say, listen, I cannot tell you who to vote for.
Right.
But I would suggest that you do your research and then come up." But again, he's not on social media. He doesn't know. So I told him, this is why I came up with the decision that I made. Now, this is not your principal officer talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a concerned Teamster. And I say, yo, I'm voting for this person. And I list him about 4 or 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
He said, okay, Hooker, thank you for that.
Right.
Package car driver. A little bit different conversation. He voted already, but he was concerned about the numbers being so low.
What are the numbers right now?
Right now it's 133,638.
Wow.
Last week when we did the show,
yes,
it was 100,925.
Yeah.
So from October the 20th to October the 27th, only 32,713 people voted. Wow. So you're talking about an average of about 46.50 a day are voting. And you know, it's a big problem. Yes. So when we was talking to the package car driver, he was concerned about that as well, because the message it is sending to the employers it's a big message. And he was like, Hooker, how can we increase voter participation? How can we do And I told him some of the things that we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
He said, okay, good. It's just it's you know, it's rough.
We're on pace to get less votes than
we did last time.
Yeah, which was low.
Right. It was already low, and it may be lower now.
Yes, yeah.
And so him and I are talking about trying to increase the participation. And what can we do at 623?
Yes.
And I told him what we were doing. The shop stores are even getting involved.
Right.
After the PCM or during the PCM, they are telling the people in the shop, hey, get your ballot and vote.
Please.
That's what they're telling them. And shout out to Tony Oliver. Shout out to Eddie Brooks and all the stewards who are doing that, because a lot of people have not received their ballots.
Right.
And a lot of people have the ballots.
They haven't
mailed it back in. A lot of them are disinterested.
Yeah, and we can't.
A lot of them.
No fault. Fault. I can understand why. I understand why.
Absolutely. So
I understand why. I understand how they feel their way to do.
So one conversation, man, it really kind of rocked me, man.
Yeah.
Feeder driver, 31 years. On social media, doesn't say a lot, but he sees what's going on.
Okay.
As I'm going into the Oregon Avenue building last night, he called.
Let's get that number. You have that number?
Yeah, 844-428-8683. That's the number to call.
If you haven't received the
ballot, yes. Please
or
call
if your ballot's damaged, you got to be careful with that.
Absolutely.
Because my ballot was damaged, and I had to call to get another ballot. It took about 3 days.
Okay.
And I voted. So please don't wait to the last minute.
Please don't.
To check, because there might be something wrong in your ballot. You may not have a ballot. You may not have a secret envelope, right?
Right.
And you may not have the return envelope. So vote now.
Yes.
Don't wait. Don't procrastinate.
Please don't.
Yeah, please.
I mean, 133,638 people with less than 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
We're not sending the right message. And again, I want to give a big shout out to both campaigns for really focusing their attention on the voter turnout.
Right.
I know in the beginning, and I wish both campaigns, and it's not necessarily people that's running. It's more so that their supporters. You know, we do a lot of bashing you, and you bash me. I bash you, you bash me online.
Yeah. We fight.
And that turns a lot of people away from voting.
Yeah,
and I'm not making
people off.
I'm not making this up.
Some of it is true.
Right.
People are saying.
Right.
If you
and
say
we're not making this up. Right.
This and this other person did that.
Then why should I vote?
Yeah.
And we're not making this up. We've talked to our people, and this is what they're telling Hooker. I'm not voting because we can say the same thing about both candidates. And all I see online is the bashing. I haven't seen anything about a platform or where it's going to be conducive for us growing the union or fighting the company. And that's all you see. So I want to commend both campaigns for turning down the mudslinging and really focusing on getting the voter turnout up. I think everybody can see that it's a big problem for whoever wins.
Yes.
For whoever wins, it's going to be a big problem if you only got 200,000.
100.
Oh my God, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
You have 100,000 less votes than the last time.
Man, listen, we We are in trouble. Oh. Sorry, guys. Let me get this back set up. There we go.
You know, so people see why this show, why we decided to do this. Because
Yeah.
you and I both don't agree on everything.
Yeah, we're not supposed to.
But what we're saying is this is important. To vote is important. Because, and people say, what am I voting for? Well, you're voting for people who are at the international level. It's not a local election. I understand that. And if it was local, maybe there'd be more local interest. But this is not a local election here in 623. But some parts of the country,
Right.
They
you have local elections. You have a couple of them off the top of my head. 804 has a local election.
Right. So
767 has a local election.
So what is, because some people are new and they've never voted, what is a local and what's an international? What are we talking about as far as that?
So international, your international election is where you have the people that are above your local. The
NDC.
The NDC. They constitute policy and how the local spend, not the local, but the international spends money. They constitute how the local runs. A lot of constitutional changes. A lot of your division directors are picked by these people. So it is very, very important that we pick the right people.
And the most important thing they do, they negotiate
contracts on a national level.
That's what you're voting for.
Yes.
You're voting for the people who are going to speak up for you
on a national
on your
level.
next contract.
Yes, absolutely. And it's very, very, very important that we, and listen, I get it. The last 2 days, man, have been just an eye opener because it's not people with 2 or 3 years they're talking about this. We're talking about people who have been through the 97 strike.
3 decades.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not people 94, 95, 96.
Right.
I was in high school when matter of fact, I was in grade school when some of these people started working. And they are concerned with the candidates and they just don't know what to do.
Right.
And so speaking of the defeated driver I talked to, and this one was really, it really threw me back because this guy's been here, he's knowledgeable, he watches what goes on, been around for all the last 4 or 5 contracts, and
his name doesn't start with a Z, does it?
No.
No, it's not that guy.
Not that guy.
Yeah, I was gonna beat him up.
No, not that guy.
All right.
So
if he's watching, I'm still gonna beat you up. Don't worry.
So we're talking, and we have a good conversation. Say, Hooker, I opened up the back of my book, my contract book, and I saw that a lot of these people that's in that book are running for office.
Yes.
So I said, yes, brother, I know. He said, I remember 2018 and 2013. A lot of these guys were responsible.
Those dates keep coming up.
I said, yeah, brother, I know.
Those dates keep coming up.
And so he started talking about, and this is the thing that really got me.
Yes.
He said, Hook, me and my guys in our department, we have Zoom meetings about this because we just don't know who to vote for.
Right.
So they're on the road driving.
Right.
The lunch break.
Right.
They're communicating with each other, man. Like, man, yo, what we gonna do?
Right.
Who we gonna vote for? And these guys has been around 30 plus years, and they don't know, and they see the negativity, they see the bashing.
What's turning them off more? That the campaigns have been negative, because I don't think they have been as negative as past elections.
I don't know about that. I think.
You think this
one has been just as negative.
Okay.
I mean, because I think what from what I see is both candidates have a lot of dirt, but we want you to focus on that our candidate is less dirty than your candidate.
Okay.
And vice versa. So I remember like we get all that, but when I look at the back of my book, dude, you were on the negotiating committee. You were there for 2008, 2013, 2018. You've been there. And so how can I trust you now? Because I remember I seen you do this, I seen you do that, but it was a couple of things that really I didn't know people watch.
Is it lack of enthusiasm?
Yes.
Wow.
Lack of enthusiasm. People don't trust these guys.
Right.
Then they see them going back and forth online. Because one guy told me, he said, listen, Hooker, I remember when you sent those letters out to have a debate.
Yes.
Only
I remember
only
that.
one group showed up.
Yeah, that was bad.
It was really bad.
And because now we're seeing the end results now.
Now you see the end
Yeah,
right.
now we see the end
Because it's
results.
one thing to say, hey, listen.
But
know,
we weren't the only local that invited the candidates.
No, we had
There was
another local
yeah,
down in Tennessee.
And what was the reason for for them not showing up for that?
It was no reason, man. One group again showed up, and people pay attention to that kind of stuff. And it may not mean much to the candidates or their supporters, but it means a lot to the people who have been wronged by these people.
Right.
And again, and this is to everybody. When I see people say I'm voting for the power slate, or if I'm voting for the I slate, we'll start attacking those people. But you don't know what those people have went through with that contract. Let me give you an example. We have a couple here. Well, there used to be a couple who were together, and this is when the 2013 contract went through. And I'll never forget, I was a shop steward at the time, and I was their shop steward, and we were sitting out eating lunch at the lunch table. And we were talking about the contract and how, it affected them and how much money they were losing for that 4-year progression. Now, this is a household of two people who are going through their progression together.
Right.
They start calculating, yo, Hooker, I'm going to lose $60,000, $70,000 combined in my house. My union dues went up. My health care is different. I'm losing $70,000, and it was because of these particular people. How can we turn around and tell groups of people like that to vote for certain candidates? You can't. Because you don't know what those people went through. And for people to beat them down and beat other people like them down for how they feel, I think it's irresponsible. And that's what turns people away. I have a voice, you have a voice.
Can I give a solution or a partial solution?
Right.
It may not be satisfactory to everybody.
Right.
But let's, last week on the show, we talked about this, and I said that the most powerful thing you can do as a union person is to vote.
Yeah.
And people might think it's to strike or to take a job action, but you have to vote on a job action. So we have our local municipal union here that deals with transportation. The SEPTA union. The Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority. They're TWU. I think TW 234. So this weekend they took a vote as to see if they're going to go on strike.
Yes.
So they had to vote to take a job action. That doesn't mean they're going to strike yet, but it sends a message.
Yes.
To the employer and everybody in the community, because we all now making our plans if they take a job action, if they go out on strike.
And let everybody know what the percentage was of the people that voted.
Oh, man.
Unanimous.
It was unanimous. Almost everybody voted.
Everybody said I wanted to strike.
Yeah.
Again, that sends a big message.
Not only to the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority, it sends a message to everybody in the community.
Yes.
That these workers might go out on strike, and it's going to do the slightest thing to inconvenience you, or it's going to change how things are done in our community.
Right.
Because we have to make plans, and people have to make arrangements, right? So it's very important that they voted,
Yes.
If they didn't have the turnout like they did, there would also been a message sent.
Right.
Let's say only 10% of the people voted. That's a message.
Yes.
That's saying that they didn't want a particular action to take place. So right now, by us voting the way we're voting, trust me, it's sending a message. UPS last quarter, I know we don't want to always focus on UPS, but they're the 400-pound gorilla in the box. UPS last quarter made $2.3 billion.
Profit.
Profit. After everything was expended for all the expenses, $2.3 billion. Right? And we're going into the bread and butter, the fourth quarter, Christmas season. This is where they make the money. Everything else, this is the cake we're about to bake. Everything else is icing as far as they're concerned. The fourth quarter is when they bake the cake. Right? So while you're out there struggling, while you're out there without transportation because SEPTA's on strike, UPS is making billions of dollars. Don't feel sorry for them. The way you do is you got to feel sorry for yourself You got to go out there and vote. Now, of course, we can't tell you how to vote.
Right.
Don't mess with Teamster Fly.
he's persistent, ain't he?
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Yeah, he is, man.
Yeah. Listen, it's very, but you got to understand. Look at the Transit Authority.
Yeah.
Right. The members came out and voted unanimously to take a job action if necessary.
Right.
Right.
I see you did the same thing. 90% of their workers voted to go on strike.
Kellogg is on strike.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. So now's the time for workers, because all this time, almost the last 2 years, they've been telling you that you're an essential hero.
Yes.
You're a hero.
Right.
But the way you can make them honor their agreements to you is by voting.
Yes.
Right? Just like the Teamster, the TW local did. They went out there and voted.
Yeah.
Right? Just like Kellogg has done. They went out there and voted. Right? You have a chance to send a strong message. You have to vote. That's what that means.
That's the only message. That's the only way we send that message is by voting. Right now, again, 133,638 people.
Almost 100,000 less than the last time.
Yeah.
We're sending a message, but we're sending the wrong message right now. Right now, at the most important time.
Right, the most important time.
This is when everything is like lined up.
And
employers are scared.
Yeah.
They're worried.
Right.
Yeah, because they see how proactive workers around the nation are being.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
While we're taking the opposite direction. We're not being proactive.
And again, I really want to give a big shout out to both campaigns, man, for kind of changing their focus. And I kind of wish they did this from the beginning, but again,
yes, I did too.
But at least they understand now with 3 weeks left, it is vital to whoever wins to have the showing and the backing of the members. Our members they're not happy. I'm going to be honest, man. And this is, again, nonpartisan. I'm going to be honest. Our members are not happy with their choices. They're not happy with what has been happening over the last 10 years with a lot of these people. And we can point fingers all we want to, but there was a lot of responsibility on a lot of these people, and they could have done the work before campaign time. They could have done the work before they decided to run for office, but they chose not to because the politics and the position was more important than the people. And people are not stupid, and they see it, and that's why people are not engaged and disinterested in the voting process because of what has happened over these last few years. But we can change that. We can. It's going to take some work. I don't think it's going to happen now, but I think whoever wins, they need to have a program and an infrastructure in place to build that solidarity among the workforce. It's going to have to be a lot of internal organizing, and I think, and I'm going to say this, and I may even get beat up about it, but I think, we do have to focus on Amazon. Don't get me wrong, but I think we have to make sure that our own house is in order before we bring other family members into the house.
Absolutely.
If our house is falling apart, which it is falling apart, 133,638 people lets you know your house is not strong at all. And you're talking about going to bring another family into your house when your house is already falling apart. Is now sending a message to those potential family members.
I have a question. Are you upset? Upset about the past vote.
Yeah.
Past some of the people on either slate. You're upset. But you voted.
Yes.
Why did you vote then if you were upset?
Because it's not about any particular person running. It's not about any particular slate.
What's the message?
The message is I'm tired of the employers dominating the worker. I'm tired of the working class coming in last place. I'm tired of the working woman, the working man, the working kid, the working family have to wonder, are their lights going to get cut off because mom and dad got laid off, but because of a pandemic. I'm tired of the working class working through a pandemic, being heroes, but then you go to work, and you looked at as a thing or an object instead of a person. I'm tired of just the way America treats its workers. We're good. We were good for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Man, we appreciate you. We love you. We honor you. But now when it's time,
we're making record profits.
Man, listen, UPS is on pace. We already done broke records. I think if you added up the 3 quarters already, I think they already surpassed their biggest profits of years past. I think they made already $6 or $7 billion in profit already this year. They never made them. And like you said, they still but get ready to go into the bank season.
Profits.
They get ready to go into the money.
Yeah. This is when they make their money.
So the other stuff is gonna fail in comparison to what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
But and so I'm tired of just how the workers being treated. But we're not helping each other with 133,638 because they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, the things they can do.
And if we don't show up, brothers and sisters, it's going to continue. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. If we don't change this 133,000 number, guess what's going to happen?
Because what? The employers, you told us last week, are looking at this.
They're looking at it.
What do they say to you?
They say we have problems. The management, the employer, they say and this is not, and I know you hear the stuff on Facebook, oh man, if this guy get in or this person get in, man, we gonna do this. No, we're not. Stop. I get it, man, but this is the truth. This is the truth hour. This is not the political hour. This is the truth hour. If we don't vote, everybody loses. Your wife, your husband, your kids, your grandkids, future generations, all of us. Not just UPS workers, not just the big companies, but the shop with about 10 people. They lose. Everybody loses. We got to stop putting so much stock in the leaders and stop putting stock in the people. I get it. I do. Listen, I understand we want our people to win. God knows I understand it. Man, listen, I get it. But if the people don't vote, it's over. It's over. 133,638 people out of 1.4 million Teamsters is a slap in the face to our forefathers. It's a slap in the face to our kids and the future generations. We have to be more responsible and more accountable to ourselves. That's what I believe.
Jeff Bezos, Amazon, his wealth in 2009 was about $7 billion. In 2021, he's worth over $200 billion. Right? And he's not the richest man on the planet. Elon Musk is over.
I think he overtook him.
Yeah. Elon Musk is at $260 billion. So during this pandemic, the 1% have seen their wealth skyrocket. And you've worked this whole pandemic, right?
That right there should be enough to get you to vote. Forget 2018 contract. Forget 2013 contract.
Absolutely.
Forget what this guy did. Forget what that. You worked
the
2 years in a pandemic.
Yeah, with
4-6 punches, and if you didn't come in, you're gonna get fired and all this stuff.
Up for being sick. Even when you were sick, they said you need to get your butt in here.
That should make you vote. That should make you vote.
Yeah. Yes, you worked
the pandemic
whole
should make you want to vote.
Yes, that's how I see it.
Right.
Because who's to say in a year or 2, 3 years there's not another pandemic where they're gonna say you're an essential worker while everybody else was home, you were working.
Yes.
Right? They were demanding that you come in. Right? Writing you up if you didn't come in. Threatening your job.
Yeah, I remember. We had a member who working 14 hours, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, had to go home, take his clothes off in the garage.
Yes. A lot of people
stayed in his garage.
A lot of people did. We forgetting all
this stuff. Staying in the garage.
A lot of people did.
After working all this.
Yes.
He didn't want to expose.
Is true. I know many people who did that.
Right. Didn't want to expose his family.
Yes.
To
COVID.
A possible infection of COVID.
Yes. And COVID was going around in the hubs. COVID
in our building.
And
I know it was more. In our local. We had about almost 200 cases.
Right.
And it could have been more.
Right.
We had a fight to get the water right. Toilets hanging off the wall. And we don't even vote.
That you can say that again. You guys are forgetting all the stuff you went through.
Yes.
You had to go to a garage.
Yes.
Or take your clothes off outside. I know people who did it.
Yes.
Took their clothes off outside before coming into the house to be with their family. Because what you were doing was so important. Okay?
Right.
to the whole nation.
Right.
But now, when it's time to have a voice in that,
we silent.
Yeah, we would say no. I'm not gonna say that.
I don't get it.
I'm not gonna vote.
Right.
But you went through the whole pandemic.
Right.
You went through managers threatening. Why are you not coming to work? Oh, my family's sick. This member is sick.
Right.
I gotta do this for my family. I gotta take care of someone who has COVID first. Make sure they all right, and then come to work.
And look at the number.
Right.
133,000.
You did all of that
638.
through the whole pandemic.
So
now to vote, to have your voice heard about the fact that you didn't get a bonus
or hazard pay.
You didn't get hazard pay.
You didn't get. Hey man, appreciate you.
Thank you. Nobody get
Thank you for making us the most profitable we ever
been. Made more money than I've ever seen before.
But we not voting.
Nah.
And you know why they do that? You know why they didn't say thank you? You know why they didn't give you hazard pay? You know why it is? Because they knew, because of history,
yes,
we were not going to participate. They knew 133,638 people were going to vote. They knew that.
What you have to do at this point, solution-wise, is you have to, if you're voting,
yes,
please vote if you haven't.
Yes.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Now, you're hearing our voice. Make this the day that you go out there and vote and put it in the mail today. Not Friday, not Saturday, I'll wait till Monday. No, do it today. Then you have to go out there and talk to your sisters and brothers, right? And tell them, at least 5 or 10,
yes, at least,
that they have to vote.
Yes.
Right?
And
if we all did that, we can get this number.
Yes, we got to talk to our people. We got to take everybody.
Talk to our sisters and brothers.
We got to.
We got to talk to our teams, to family.
And if they tell you, hey, listen, brother or sister, I don't like neither candidate, tell them to vote for the way they were treated during the pandemic.
Yes, because it's not about the candidates. It's about the employee.
We had to send them a message because, like you said, to your point, and I'm glad you said this, and I'm glad you keep saying this. Let's say another 2 years from now, because COVID is still here. Let's say another 2 years, something else happens. And we saw how we were treated before.
Yes. A lot of people
What you think they're going to do?
A lot of people are complaining.
What you think they're going to do if only 200,000 people vote?
Or even
they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. You're voting. You are voting. You are You are voting not just for candidates. I put a post up there, I believe it was yesterday. When you get your ballot, it's more than the people on there. There are more things on that ballot than just the power slate and the hour slate.
Right.
Hazard pay.
Right.
COVID protections.
Absolutely.
Organizing.
Yes.
Pension. I mean, all these kinds of things are on that ballot.
All these things matter.
Not just what you see the names. And we got to make sure we open up our eyes big into what you see on that ballot.
It's bigger than the 2 slates.
Yeah, it's
bigger
way
than the names
bigger.
on the paper.
It's way bigger.
Because the employers, the people who we're working for, are watching this.
They are.
And they get messages. People are telling them how the vote's going. They know.
So real quick, hold on. Hey, Kissy, so at the last meeting on this past Saturday, I made an announcement to everybody there that next year we may have to start having our meetings on Sunday to try to get a lot of our people that work on Saturday at the meetings because 2023 will be here before you know it. And we want to make sure that our people are ready to rock and roll. And this is just a segue into going back into what we're talking about with the vote. Peak season is coming.
It's here.
It's here.
It's here.
And
the volume's starting to go up. Slowly, it's going up.
I would suggest everybody to have a strike fund, just in case. We've been talking about it here for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. We have the paperwork, we have the flyers about getting prepared. We have it broken down. If you save $20 a week, $25 a week, $30, $35, whatever the case may be, that's out there. Listen, peak season, put money aside, because again, the only way. Now, I'm going to be honest. Do I promote a strike? No. Do I want to strike? No. But if it's necessary, we're going to be on the front line. But there's steps that you need to take in order to be prepared. And financially is the best way, because it's a lot easier to stay out a couple of days longer if you're not struggling about paying the bills, keeping the lights on, making sure your kids eat, car payments. So I would suggest this money that everybody's getting with the MRAs and the peak season coming up, please put some money aside just in case, because Carol Tomei, she's not playing games with the Teamsters, man.
It's interesting you said that.
She's not playing.
This all ties into
how we
vote
vote
or
yes.
don't vote.
Yes.
Right? Because a no vote or not voting or being disinterested, say I'm not going to participate, is a vote.
Yes.
You send a message.
Yes.
And the message you send to the employer is that you don't care, right?
Right.
That you're disinterested.
Yes.
Right? And they're going to push you around come contract time. That's what this is about.
Because at this point, I'm going to be honest, and no disrespect to any candidate. No disrespect. I respect everybody that's running. I'm praying for them, all of them. Love all of them. Despite the different issues that I may have, there's nothing personal about how I feel. I just believe that whoever wins, it's going to be a difficult task when you only have less than 15% or 20% of the voting organization that does not vote. No disrespect to you, and you may have all the ideas and all the plans and the agenda, but if you don't have people to back that up to fight the company, it's already going to be an uphill battle already.
Yeah. Well, we're
but when you have numbers like this, it's going to be almost impossible. So whoever wins, I'm praying that you do this. Whoever it is, please do this for me. I'm just a little guy from a little town in North Carolina, Belhaven. Shout out to Belhaven, North Carolina. We got about 1,500 people there, 2 stoplights.
Where's that close by?
It's a major town. The major town will probably be Greenville, North Carolina. It's about 48 miles from Belhaven. Okay. I'm just a little guy. You know, there's nothing special about me, man. I just wish you guys would do this for me. Whoever wins, please come up with a program and an agenda and a vision and an infrastructure where we start building internal solidarity to fix our own house up before we start tackling giants like Amazon. Because I can guarantee you this, and this is just me, I could be wrong. If I am a Amazon executive, and I'm looking at the Teamsters Union.
You're doing very well right now.
Yes.
You're doing extremely well.
And I'm looking at 133,638
out of 1.4
million.
Let's say 1.5.
1.5 million Teamsters, and you guys want to organize my company.
Tried before.
80
down in Alabama.
Right.
Before.
80%.
And they use all kinds of tricks.
Right.
All kinds of
games.
games.
And they got all kind of money. 80% of your members don't even participate in your organization.
Right.
How are you going to come after my organization when I'm already bigger than your whole entire organization? Your largest contract is 5 times smaller than my whole operation. How are you going to get me with 20%? Your members are not engaged. We got to change that.
Yes.
We
immediately.
Right.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Then you should have been
the leadership has not demonstrated over a complete body of work that they have the best interest of those members at heart. But you want to come at me.
Yeah.
We got to change that.
Yeah.
We have got to change that. We have got to change that. And we got to come together. Listen, we're not going to agree. Me and this brother right here rode the bus together.
Yeah.
68 bus.
Yes, sir.
We started as young men. We still young. Well, I'm young. I don't know about my man over here. But we don't agree on everything.
I'm supposed to be the funny one. That's not that.
We don't agree on everything.
No.
We don't.
No.
But the one thing that we understand is that the members have got to vote. And we got to come together to fight the employer.
Yes, that's what this is about.
This brother right here, I'm going to call him out real quick. This brother did not vote for me.
No, didn't. I'm doing this next time.
And he's still in the fence. But you know what, though? He knows that he can call me anytime and I'm going to be there.
Yes.
This brother did not vote for me.
No. Been friends forever.
Been friends forever.
Almost family. You know what I mean?
Family.
Family, yeah.
But guess what? He knows I'm going to be there for him.
I don't agree with everything my brother said.
Right. We don't agree.
No.
But we're gonna fight this company.
But we voted?
And we voted.
Yeah. If somebody comes after your brother, even though you might not agree with your brother,
what's he supposed to do?
You're supposed to have their back.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know
there
that
you
in
go.
a situation that we have each other's back.
Yes.
And the way we can do it as Teamsters is to vote.
That's it.
Right? That's how we have each other's back. Because we letting the employer know that we may squabble with each other.
Yes.
We may not like how each other is saying a particular thing, but at the end of the day, we're brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And we're gonna stand up to the company. Right now, we're not standing up to the company.
We're not even we're not standing up for each other.
No.
We're not standing up to the company.
No,
and like that manager told me, they look at it.
Yeah.
Look, y'all got problems, man.
We have some serious problems. People, you have to realize we have some serious problems, because how can we say after the election's over and only about 150,000 people voted?
Then we're gonna
organize that. We're gonna go after Amazon. We're gonna go after Jeff Bezos. And nobody's gonna take us seriously.
No, because again, 133,000
out of 1.5 million.
638
out of
members.
1.5 million.
Yes, we got to vote, people. It is very critical. It is imperative that we vote. Whatever your candidate, we can point the finger at everybody. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. You don't know how this contract affected certain people. You don't.
But then what's going to happen in the next contract?
Listen.
See, we like to do a lot of complaining.
Yes.
We like to do a lot of talking, right? But when it's time to take action,
right,
this is what you see.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so if we're getting these numbers now,
right,
what's it going to look like when contract time comes around?
Absolutely. And that's why people are looking. They're looking at, okay, our largest contract is about 350,000 members.
Right.
But we only have 133,000 people so far that voted.
Right.
So that means your largest contract, who
1/3
does the same work as Amazon, they're not even voting.
They're not voting.
So what leverage do we have? What message, like you said, what message are we sending? What are we going to do?
You know, when you're new,
yeah,
there's a lot of things you don't understand.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
you don't even know what a union shop is.
Right. Right.
But I know most people watching the show have an idea what being in the union shop is all about.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll give you an example. You know, a new member can get injured.
Right.
And doesn't even know the procedures and policies to go about how to, you know, file a claim.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So these things are important, right? That was bargained for, right? That means that people were elected and they had to bargain with the employer about how claims are going to go about, how retirement is going to go about, how even your pay is going to be structured.
Right.
So you went from a 2-year progression to a 3-year progression, now a 4-year progression.
Yeah.
Right? And next contract, maybe you 5 or 6-year progression. Progression means how long it takes you as a new guy. If I just came on the job, this is my first day working, how long is it going to take me to get to the top rate? Let's say the top rate is $20 an hour. How long is it going to take me? It's going to take me 4 years. So in the next contract, it might take you, 6 years. So,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The things you negotiate in the CBA are important.
Yes.
And the people you send to negotiate the CBA, that's what we're doing now. That's what we're talking
Right.
about.
Absolutely.
And I know people are upset.
Yeah.
Because the past 2 contracts didn't go the way how the membership wanted.
Yeah.
Right? But there were changes made because of that. We forget that. Even though we were upset.
There were some changes made.
Yeah, we went in and voted and said, we need to change this. We need to change that. We voted for that.
And that's why I don't understand why we don't vote now, because when you vote, changes do take place.
It may not be as quick as you want it.
Right, but things do. Change doesn't happen overnight.
No.
It takes time.
No.
But it has to be a starting point. 133,638 members voting so far is not a good starting point.
If you're out there and you're watching the program and you're listening to the program, right, you have to think to yourself, is 100,000 good out of 1.5? So that's 1 out of every 15. Is that good?
No, it's not good.
It's
not
we're
good.
We're not even saying half or 700. We're saying 1 out of 15. Is that good? So 14 other people are either disinterested, didn't vote yet, procrastinating, or aren't going to vote.
And I know that the mail is an issue. but I don't think it's the biggest issue.
Right.
You mean to tell me 1 million people didn't get their ballots yet? I that's hard for me to believe. That's hard for me to believe. I think people have them sitting down. Some of them open it up and they're like, man, I ain't voting. I had one guy tell me, and I wanted to talk to you about it, see what you think. So I had one guy tell me that he was telling people in our local,
Yes.
because people are complaining,
Yes.
and we understand.
Yes.
I don't like this person. I don't like that person. We get it. So
I didn't like you, but I voted.
right, absolutely.
Right.
So he's telling people,
Yes.
send the ballot back blank.
Yeah, I heard that.
Send it back blank.
I heard that.
Now, I understand his point. He wants to send a message saying, listen, we are so disgusted with our choices that we send our ballot back blank. The other part is, you can't do that because you want to send a message to the company saying that we are voting because we're tired of what you're doing to us.
Yes.
I understand the frustration.
Yeah.
I understand the methodology of him voting that way, but it hurts the overall agenda of fighting the company.
That's what people are forgetting. That's who we're really going up against. It's not the power slate.
Right.
It's not the odd slate. Because at the end of the day, if the odd slate wins, the power slate wins, we still have to work together. Work with either
Right,
slate.
either one. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have to work with each other. Whether you agree. You say, I didn't vote for the power slate. I didn't vote for the odd slate. We still have to work together once the election's over.
But I don't like that last part. That always bothered me.
What's that?
Why we got to wait to work together
Yes.
and wait until somebody wins now?
I agree with
that
you on
always
that.
bothered me.
I agree with you
Why
on
I
that.
got to
I
wait?
agree.
We should be working together now.
Yeah, and
That way, when the company looking at social media, they looking at this. They're not saying, "Oh man, you were a scab for voting for that person," or "You were this for voting for that
this
person."
person's a crook. This person's greedy.
And I'm
this
like,
person's that.
no, we don't want to send that message. And then you say, after you done called me all kind of scabs and crooks and bums and sellouts and trash, now I gotta work with you. Come on, man. That's not the message.
I know it's a terrible thing.
Man, that's bad, dude.
Yeah. Some of the names or some of the things that the candidates have been called, it's wow.
But
they've been called everything but a child of God.
yes.
Yeah.
And then they say, well, after I finish degrading you,
yes. Not work with
and
me.
your family,
Not work with me.
because let's be honest, when you tear somebody down that bad, you're really tearing down everybody connected to them. And we got to be careful with that, man. So, dude, we in trouble, man. I don't get it. That whole part always cracks me up. After I finish bashing you,
yes.
after I finish calling you all kinds
Now
of
work with me.
now we got to work together.
Yeah, work together.
That human
But you know
nature,
what?
human emotion is not going to allow me to do that.
We understand. And the best example we can bring it to, the Teamsters were a family, right?
Yes.
And your brothers, you fought them. Your sisters, you fought with them. Somebody took my toothbrush. Somebody drove my car.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So even after all of that is said and done over with, we have to come back together as a family and do what's right. And the thing that we have to do is we have to negotiate strong contracts for Teamsters brothers and sisters coming up, right? Because there's going to be something around. Look at how you were treated by the employer through this whole
pandemic, right?
That trumps everything else.
I'm glad you
that we're
said
doing
that. I agree. I agree
within
with you.
our own team,
especially for the member who say, "Man, I can't vote for this candidate. I can't vote for that candidate."
Send your ballot in blank.
Blank, yeah.
Yeah.
Just know who is responsible for what has been going on through this pandemic. And
they don't like to say it's O'Brien, but it hasn't been O'Brien. They like to say it's Vermin. It hasn't been Vermin.
Right.
At the end of the day, your beef
is with the employers.
Yes. And the more we fight each other, the better
more
it is for them.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
The more we say we're not going to vote, we're not going to participate, the better it is for them.
Yes.
Because when contract time comes around, they'll say, your members didn't even participate in the last election. Why do you think we should take you seriously?
Absolutely.
This is not a message for the two slates running. It's about the employers.
Yes.
That's the message we want to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, If you need a ballot, if you lost your ballot, or if you didn't get the whole ballot, if you just got the envelope, and I mean whatever the case may be, if it's torn or whatever.
What's the number?
844-428-8683.
Please don't wait.
Please.
Just call immediately.
We
call
got
today.
We got less.
More days
We got
left.
less than 3 weeks.
Yeah. So it's important that you call.
It's very important.
If you haven't gotten your ballot. And it's more important that once you do get it or you do have it, to vote. Vote now if you have it.
And
Don't wait.
then once you voted, and this is a message for the 133,638,000 members.
Start talking to people.
Talk to people.
Start talking to
them. Call them up
if
on the phone.
we all talk to 5 people, that's almost 500,000.
Right. And that's what we need.
Yeah,
we need
that.
everybody to
Yes.
talk to somebody.
Yes.
You know, hey,
Tell
listen,
them.
I voted, and I suggest you vote too. And if they give you any type of, man, well, this person did this and that person did that and this person do whatever, I get all that. It's frustrating. Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, they probably are correct in what they're saying about either or both candidates. But as our brother here just said, and I'm glad he said it, think about what has happened during this pandemic.
What has happened? Tell us.
You had to work through it all. There was no protections for you in that truck.
No.
There were no protections for you in that warehouse.
No. You didn't have a vaccine at that
No,
point
right.
either.
You showed up
Every day.
every day. And if you didn't, they wanted to take your job from you.
Yeah.
They forced you to work all these 6 days and all this other kind of
They were
stuff.
threatening you.
When you went home, you had to take your clothes off in the outside so you didn't bring that stuff to your
Inside.
family. And guess what happened? You didn't get a thank you.
No.
You didn't get hazard pay.
You didn't get a bonus.
You got your job threatened, and the company made profit over profit over profit.
Record profits during the pandemic.
Vote because of that.
Yeah.
Vote because of the profits that you gave to the company.
That they didn't share with you. No profit sharing.
No.
Like,
Please.
no bonuses.
Please vote, man.
Right? But you're a pandemic hero.
Right. Whatever your beef is with Verma, I got you and I understand. Whatever your beef is with O'Brien,
Yes.
we got you.
Oh.
And we definitely understand that as
A
well.
lot of people have beef with either one.
Right.
But it's not about that.
Right.
We're not voting on that.
Your beef should be with the company.
Yes.
Especially
Absolutely.
as what happened these 2 years, 20 months.
Yes.
Dude, it was horrible.
No.
Horrible.
Look how you were treated.
Look, just like how you were treated.
When you got sick, look how they treated you.
Absolutely. We had to
Say it
go
again. You had to take your clothes outside.
outside,
Or in the basement.
in the basement,
Or in the garage.
In the garage.
Because you were being cautious. You were taking precautions so that your family can be better.
I'll even take it a step further. I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah.
We had some of our parents who work in our local,
Right.
and this is why I want people to vote. This is serious right here. We had parents in our local who have court orders to keep their kids on the weekend, Saturdays. The company wanted to discipline those members because they could not do the pandemic work
Yeah.
because there was a court order for them to have their kid. Listen, guys, you got to vote, man.
That's what this is about.
You got to vote.
That's what it's about.
133,638 people. We have got to vote. Whatever your frustrations are, you are absolutely right to have them. Like again, talking to a lot of our members, 623 the last 2 days, been ranging from every classification, 31 plus year members. They are concerned and they are frustrated with the candidates and stuff like that. We still have the obligation to vote. We got to tell them. And don't beat them down if they don't agree with what you are telling them.
Yeah.
Because you push people away. And this is just a plug, a shameless plug. The more you bash people, 2 things are going to happen. They're not going to vote, and they're not going to take your candidate serious. Because people have a right. Because I have a right to my opinion. Your opinion is not more than mine. You don't know what the contract mean to me.
Right.
You don't know what it meant to me. You don't know that. So for you to try to bash people, it's not working. It's not healthy because the company watches this.
Yes, absolutely.
They taking notes. They take screenshots too. Yo, did you see what they said about this guy? Did you see what they did to this guy? Or did you see what they're doing to this lady? Oh, that's how they feel that way about their own people. I mean, we got this in the bag. Right. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Then they put out their third quarter report.
Oh, 2.33 billion.
They made $2.3 billion, and you calling the guy who don't agree with you a scab.
Yeah.
Or a sellout or this.
No.
All right, good people, we're gonna take a quick break here for some radio station identification. You are listening to WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 Radio Show.
Wow. Numbers are bad, brother.
They real bad, man. 133,638.
We need people to vote.
It's only 32,000 more than we were last week. We in trouble, man.
It's bad when the employer is telling you that you're in trouble, you know?
They watching, because they see how we attack each other. And again, I want to give a big shout out before we get back on air to both campaigns for at least toning down the negativity.
Yeah, negative rhetoric.
Because they both see that, both campaigns see that this is a problem, man. And whoever wins
is left with a problem.
It's left with a big problem if you only got about 200,000, man. And we really got to focus on that.
Pandemic.
All right. And like again, before we get back on the air, man, I get the frustration with candidates. I get it. I understand it.
Right.
But it's not about them at this point. All right. It's not about them, man. If we don't...
I'm taking my jacket off.
Uh-oh.
To get serious.
Uh-oh. We really got to turn these numbers around, man. If you voted, go and talk to your brother, your sister,
please,
and bring them up and tell them to vote. It's very important, man. This is bigger than Verma. It's bigger than Herrera. It's bigger than O'Brien. It's bigger than Zuckerman. It's bigger than all of us. We really got to send a message, man. Please. Don't beat people down for who they vote for. Don't do that, because you're turning people off. You know, your who you vote for is who you vote for. Who they vote for is who they vote for. Their dues are just as valuable and invaluable as yours, just like your vote and your voice. We got to get out of that whole thing of this person and that person. And again, before we get back on air, I've never, and nor will I ever, especially in this election, beat anybody down for voting the way they voted. I haven't, nor will I, because that's your right. That is your right. That is your right to vote for who you want to vote for. Stop beating people down, man, because it's not a good look. It is not a good look. People tell me they vote for O'Brien. Good, I'm glad you voted. People tell me they voted for Verma. Good, I'm glad you voted. But for when people start talking bad about, oh man, you a scab for voting for O'Brien, or you a scab for voting for Verma, that's when the problem is. That is where the problem is. This is bigger, way bigger than any candidate. This is life or death right here, man. This is not. We got to do better as teams, man. And whoever win this election, I'm praying, hoping, trusting that they come up with a viable infrastructure plan, agenda to internally organize us into a more solid unit. Because we can talk about Amazon all we want to, but if our house is in trouble, which it is, it's going to be almost impossible to get Amazon or anybody else, a large employer like that. Are we getting ready to get back on air? All right, good people. Thank you for tuning in to South Philadelphia Community Radio, WOOM 92.9, giving you another edition of the 623 Radio Show. We have our good brother from 623, our brother Abraham.
How you doing?
Listen, our first hour was really, really good, and we just want to continue to talk about our voter participation. Listen, 133,638 people have only voted, and we got to turn that around.
When you get your ballot, how do you vote? What's the process?
So this is how the process goes. So you're gonna get a ballot. It's gonna be inside of the
over an envelope.
A regular envelope. Then you're gonna have a return envelope,
the return envelope,
and a secret ballot envelope. You get the ballot. It's gonna have a lot of directions.
Right.
On the left-hand side, you're going to have Steve Verma, Ron Herrera, Power Slate.
Power Slate.
It's going to have an oval on top of it. It's going to have all the list of candidates under it. On the right-hand side of the ballot, you're going to have Sean O'Brien, Fred Zuckerman, and the oval. And you're going to have all the candidates under that.
The odd slate.
The odd slate.
Yeah.
So, let's just say I'm going to vote for Teamster Power Slate. What you're going to do is you're going to take your pen, circle in the oval next to Steve Verma, Ron Herrera, Teamster Power Slate, and it'll take care of the whole enchilada under them. Okay, I'm going to vote for Sean O'Brien, Fred Zuckerman, the Teams United Odd Slate. Okay, you take that, you take your pen, and you put in and you shade in the oval next to that name. Well, Hooker, I like candidates on both sides. What do I do? Well, you got to follow the instruction of whatever region you're in. If you're in the West region, you're going to have, I believe, 4 Western vice presidents. If you're in the East region, you're going to have 3 Eastern vice presidents. If you're in the South, you're going to have 2 vice presidents for your region. And if you're in the Central, I believe you're going to have 3 as well. And then there are 7 vice presidents at large and 3 trustees. So you got to shade in the oval next to each individual that you want to be in office. Now, once you do that, put it in the secret envelope. Take that secret envelope and you put it into the return address envelope. Give it to your mail carrier, or you put it into the mailbox yourself. Send it in.
Hooker, can I mix and match? If I like certain guys on the odd slate and I like certain guys on the power slate,
yes.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you can. But just be careful that you follow the direction, because you can only pick 7 vice presidents at large. Whatever region you're in, you can only pick that specific number. You pick 3 trustees, 1 candidate for general president, and 1 candidate for general secretary treasurer.
What happens if I vote the slate vote? If I say I'm going to vote for the odd slate or the power slate, but I want to still pick individual candidates?
Please don't do that, because the slate vote supersedes all other votes. It supersedes all other votes. Slate vote supersedes all other votes. All right? Please pay attention. If you're in a local, where you have a local election and we have the national election, don't mix up the ballots and you put in the wrong ballot with the wrong envelope, then it goes to the wrong place, then that ballot will not be counted because it's not where it needs to be. Please pay attention. We need every vote, because we only got 133,638 so far out of 1.5 million Teamsters. We need every vote. And everybody that has voted, thank you so much. We appreciate you. But now it's not the time to stop. We have to go out, talk to 10 other people. At least, and get them to vote as well. Please, we got to keep talking. We got to keep engaging. We got to keep pushing. We got to. Doesn't matter if you're a UPS worker. If you see a YRC driver in the street, hey, go and talk to him. Hey, man, did you vote? Have these conversations. Doesn't matter what job you're in. If you are a UPenn driver and you see a UPS worker somewhere delivering packages, just go and talk to him. Hey, brother, did you vote?
Did you vote?
Any person that may watch this, and you may not be in the union, but you get a delivery from someone who is in the Teamsters Union.
Tell them, did you vote?
Tell them, Did you vote? If you're a school teacher,
did you vote?
And you see a package car driver make a delivery to your school, ask them,
did you vote?
Did you vote? If you are in the grocery store and you see somebody coming there and, you know, they're making a delivery, ask them if they're a Teamster and ask them if they voted. Please.
We need all hands on deck.
Yes, this is very, very, very important. This is hey, this is crazy, man.
Remember a few weeks back I mentioned how the division manager was in the cafeteria with us, and he was complaining like businesses are doing now, complaining that nobody wants to work and you know, nobody wants to come out. So we suggested that maybe if you pay people more money,
yes. Yeah,
they'll come out to work.
Absolutely.
Without thinking, he said, 15, 16 years ago, he said, if we pay them more money, they're just going to go out there and spend it. Right? Mm-hmm. So that stuck with me. And you see the same problem now. You see all these businesses complaining about finding work, finding help, getting people to work. But then you go in there and you find out how much they want to pay you. $7, $9, $10, right? And then you go shopping. You find out the prices of everything is going up.
Yes.
Price of fuel here in Philadelphia is almost $4.
Man.
Yeah. California, some part of California is almost $8 that they paying for gas. This is what you're paying. These are the things that these are the essential things that you have to put food on your table. You have to pay for fuel to get back and forth. You have to pay for fuel. Some people have to pay for fuel to heat the house.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of these things tie in together when you are going to demand certain things in your next contract.
But how do you demand it? How do you demand it, Abe?
How you go about demanding?
How you go about demanding it?
Well, you know, you have to vote for people who are going to negotiate your next contract for you, and then they got to come back to you with a contract, and then you're going to have to vote again on that contract. I know you're going to say, hey, I did that last time.
And the time before that.
And they pushed the contract through. Right? We understand that. But since then, there have been changes. Is it all of the changes that we want? No, it's been incremental, right?
Yeah.
Change doesn't happen immediately overnight like how we want to.
Yeah.
And that's why this election is important, because everybody, and I mean all those people that we just talked about, the people who said, if we pay you more money, you're just going to go out and spend it. Those people are watching this election. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're watching. And you know they're watching. You know it. You know. You don't need Rich to tell you that they're watching.
No, they watching.
You know that the employees are watching.
Everything we do.
Because you're at work, they watch everything you do when you're at work. Your bathroom breaks. Hey, you've been in there too long.
Yep.
Right? So you know they're watching how you vote.
Yep.
So you got to send a strong message to them. Hey, I'm not taking any more of your games. I'm not going to have me outside changing my clothes outside the house before I can go in, because you don't want to provide the proper equipment.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
They didn't want to provide the basic equipment for you.
And we had to fight tooth and nail just to get that.
Just to get hand sanitizer. They didn't want to provide that for you.
And that should be reason enough.
Right.
Hooker, I hate O'Brien.
Tell them.
Hooker, I hate Verma.
Tell them.
Okay. I understand that.
Do you hate hand sanitizers?
Do you hate the fact that you had to work 6 punches? Mm-hmm. Do you hate the fact that you was harassed? Do you hate the fact that you didn't get a hazard pay? Did you hate the fact that you couldn't work 6 feet apart? Mm-hmm. And if you did, they wanted to fight you on that.
Yes.
Here's your chance. Here is your chance. A lot of people were upset. Hooker, where's my hazard pay?
Where is it?
Where's my hazard pay? Where is it at? What's going on? Here's your chance.
To be proactive about it.
Be proactive.
Not wait for another pandemic to see how they're going to treat you or mistreat you. You were mistreated through this last pandemic. What do you think is going to happen the next one?
Especially if you don't vote. Because and this is the data that the company has.
That's exactly.
This is the data. Okay.
Data analytics.
Let me look at. So they went through a pandemic.
We didn't give them hazard pay.
We didn't give them hazard pay.
We didn't give them. We fought them on hand sanitizer.
We fought them on hand sanitizer.
On masks. All these
fought
other
them
things.
on everything.
On 6 feet distance. We fought them.
Not only did we fight them, we forced them in on 6 punches.
Yes.
We made all this profit.
Yes.
And they still not voting.
Man.
Okay, good. And they got all the data. They're looking at it. Okay.
Yeah.
We did this. Man. We did this.
They're all of that to them.
Oh, then they look at how we talk to each other about these things.
Yeah.
Okay. They mad at O'Brien. Mm-hmm. They're mad at
instead of being mad at the employer. Let's get mad at O'Brien.
Right.
Let's get mad at Verma.
Right. They called this guy a scab.
Yes.
They called him a sellout.
Yes.
They did this. They did that. Oh, well, hold on. Did you see what he just said?
Right.
Oh, let's write this down.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, we just made $2.3 billion.
$2.3 billion. During the pandemic.
During the pandemic. And they only voted 133,638 people out of 1.4 so far. So they looking at everything in their favor.
Yes.
So now they already got the data. They already got it.
Yes.
Okay, man, these guys still don't get it. They still don't get it.
You know, I was seeing something online where an employee was saying that the managers in his work area, they got to go on vacation. They got raises. They got. I know you just got to laugh. Right? They got raises. They got bonuses. Right? Mm-hmm. They worked them so hard. You know, there was a meme one time. I'll tell you this meme. You probably seen it. The CEO sitting on a nice exotic car. And the employee goes up to him and says, "Oh man, that's a nice car."
Oh yeah,
and he says, "Yes, yes. And if you work twice as hard this year,
I'll be able to get another one.
I'll be able to get another one." This is exactly what we're telling the employers.
Because they watching.
Yeah, they're watching us. So
they saying, "Okay, you know what? 133,000.
Yeah, we gonna.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get me another shore house.
Yeah. I'm gonna get another yacht.
I'm gonna get another Lamborghini.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another Lamborghini. Because I'm gonna go on another vacation.
Right,
because I can't wait for the next pandemic.
Yeah, you're right. Because
I'm gonna make billions
instead of them fighting.
Yes.
Us, they fighting each other.
Tearing each other down.
Instead of them,
each other and not voting.
All right, and not voting. Since one thing, hey, you a bum, eh?
Yes.
You a bum.
Yes.
But it's one thing to say you a bum, but then we got 1 million people voting.
Yes. So now
you a bum, and I even got 10% people voting.
UPS, Carol told me is sitting on her side of the car, and she's saying, "Hooker, if you work twice as hard next year, I'm gonna get another one. In fact, I'm going to get another 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to get another 2.
Right.
That's what's going on.
I know.
That's what we're saying. We're going to work through another pandemic, complain about not getting a bonus, changing our clothes outside, right, into our underwears. Yeah, people did that.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were afraid of bringing that stuff in the house.
Into their house, right.
Right? Changing in the basement, leaving your shoes and everything else in the basement, right? And then you say,
I'm gonna go with
I'm not gonna vote.
I'm really gonna try to hit people in their emotions.
Right.
About voting. When it comes to this pandemic. I don't know about anybody, but how many people at work in the Teamsters oh man. Just saw that. Wow. How many people in the Teamsters had to watch their loved one die.
Not even be there.
Weren't
allowed.
And wouldn't allow.
Weren't allowed in the hospital.
Just think about that.
Weren't allowed in the hospital.
Just think about that. Like for me personally.
Or you went into the hospital and you had to be behind the glass and touch your loved one like so.
That's what we were up against last year. Like me personally, my grandmother died.
Yes.
COVID.
My condolences to you and the family.
Appreciate it. And I could not be there to see her.
I remember.
The doctors, the nurses said, Hooker, not Hooker, they said, Mr. Hooker, if you want to come see your grandmother, you're going to have to come and sign a waiver. Because we don't want to be responsible.
Think about that.
Just think about all the stuff that we as workers had to deal with.
Went through while you were considered essential. Right. While you were demanded, not asked, demanded to come to work.
But we won't put it on the ballot, though.
No, we're not essential enough to vote. You know that. We're not. Because we'd rather complain after the election's over. Oh, this guy ain't this. This guy ain't that.
Yeah, we get
this
that.
gal ain't this.
We understand
This
that.
person didn't do this.
Yep.
This person didn't do
And
that.
Abe,
but the whole time, the employers are just back there in the
they got it. They got the data. They writing it.
laughing.
Okay, yeah, we made this. They can.
2.3 billion.
We made 2.3 billion
in the third quarter.
and you worried about this guy because he's not voting the way you want him to. You had to fight us on hand sanitizer, gloves, clean running water,
6 feet distance,
and we didn't give you no hazard pay. We forced you in 6 punches. We dogged you. We dogged you. We continue to dog you, and we're going to continue to dog you. And this is all you voted for.
There comes a point, when people are in abusive relationship, whether male or female.
There you go.
Man,
there you
you
go.
In an abusive relationship.
There you go.
You could be a female. We know a lot of women are. In fact, Hucker, you had to deal with this in a pandemic.
Yeah.
With one of our members going through abuse.
Yeah.
So we are, in essence, I'm not slighting anybody, but you're out there. You're in an abusive relationship with the employer. Right?
Say it, man.
They're taking advantage of you because they didn't want to provide you with PPE during the pandemic.
Right.
They were demanding that you come to work. You just say, I have a family member that's sick.
No, come on and work anyway.
We need you.
Right. If you don't, we're going to go to the next level of discipline.
Yeah, we're going to take this thing. You went through that.
Yeah.
But now you want to fight each other instead of fighting the people who did this to you. Right?
I got to do this again.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Here's the data.
Yes.
That the employers have.
Yes.
Okay, we made $2.3 billion. They fighting because this guy's a scab more than this guy's a scab.
Remember when you were outside changing your clothes? Or remember when you came through the garage?
Yes.
And stayed in the garage?
We made $2.3 billion, but you mad at this guy because he wants to use his voice the way he wants to.
Right. Remember when you had a family member was sick and y'all weren't in separate parts of the house? That happened to people. That happened to you.
Right. And we forced you to come in.
Yes.
But when I look at the numbers, only 133,000 people voted.
We're in an abusive relationship.
Yes, we are.
Not to slight anybody.
Right.
I'm not taking, God know what people are going to say. That's offensive.
That's offensive, right.
But it's offensive when you're doing this to yourself.
Right. And won't do anything about it.
Because your family members went through this.
Yes.
Your family members went through seeing you, saying, Daddy, Mommy, I'm scared that you have to go out there every day, but you wanted to do it because you're providing for your family. Right.
Right.
And your family members are scared. You know that. I'm not making this up. This is the stuff you went
This
through.
is real life.
Right.
It was happening.
Right. You had to beg them to provide you PPE. Remember that?
True.
They didn't want to do it.
Had to fight.
Right.
Fight to get it.
They didn't want to do it. You had to say, hey, can you give me some space? So they want to fight you on that. So no, we got to get the job.
We got to get we got to get these truckers unloaded.
Yes. We got to move this equipment.
We got to move this. We got to move that. Yeah. But here we go. 133,638 people.
Is that not abusive?
That's ugly, man. What we're telling the employer is that we're okay with you not giving us hazard pay.
Yes.
We're okay with you violating this, all this stuff during the COVID.
You know what they said through all of that?
Just
be thankful you got a job.
Just be thankful you got a job.
That's what you tell them. You tell them, I'm thankful I got a job.
And we're really showing it now because on 130.
They said, I remember them saying this. They say,
but again,
they said this to me.
But I really want to give, again,
be thankful you have a job.
I really want to give a shout out to both campaigns, though.
Yeah.
Because the negativity has dropped some.
Thank you.
And it has been a concerted effort by both campaigns to really try to get this vote out. I wish this was done from the very beginning. I really, really do.
That's fair. But now we have to move
But now
forward.
3 weeks, we got 3 weeks left, and now we got, it's kind of like we playing catch up now.
Yeah, we're playing catch up.
And now we got
relay started and we're behind.
We behind. Now we got to pass, we're passing the baton.
Yeah, late in the game.
And the company got they already done lapped it.
They had the finish line.
They done lapped this 405 times.
Yeah.
And we got to catch up. We can.
Right.
But everybody got to be on the same page. Listen, you vote for who you want to vote for. I'm not going to beat you up.
Yeah.
I vote for who I want to vote for. Don't beat me up. It is what it is. We can go back and forth. We can have dialogue. We can agree to disagree.
Right.
133,638 people are the only ones that voted. Last week, this time, we had 100,925 people voted. There's only been a change of 32,713.
before you get off work today, or before you go into work tonight, or before you go into work tomorrow, you have to try to talk to somebody. Call them.
Yes,
say,
please.
Please vote.
Please vote.
Right? If you get into work, try to talk to 5 people and say, please vote.
Right. Please
right?
vote.
Before you leave work today,
Please vote.
tell somebody, please.
Please vote.
Please vote.
Please vote.
It's important.
We got 133,000 people. I think if we talk to at least 10 more people who haven't voted, get them to vote, I think we will see a big increase.
We have time to get to 500,000, 700.
Yeah, we do. We do. We got 3 weeks.
But the time is running out. We shouldn't be waiting to Friday. Waiting to Saturday. Or waiting to Monday.
Yeah, we got.
We have to start now.
We got to get our people to vote. We got to. We got to. It's just that simple. Right. Call 844-428-8683. Please get a replacement ballot.
Don't procrastinate.
It is important. This is bigger than anybody running. This is bigger than you and I. It's bigger than the people watching. It's bigger for the people who talk noise about you. It's bigger than the people who agree with you.
Right.
It's bigger than the people who disagree with you.
I know it could be intimidating to go up to someone and ask them about voting, but you know what's going to happen? Nobody's going to punish you. The person's going to say, hey, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not interested. That's fine. Right? That's the worst thing that can happen. Is you're going to get a no, or I'm not interested, or leave me alone. That's the worst thing that can happen. It can be intimidating. And I know some of you people don't like to talk to other people. You just like to be
Just
by yourself.
Just come and do your job, and you go home, and you know.
Tell us how does this benefit us by getting people to vote?
Numbers change things, regardless of who you vote for, how you feel about the candidates. Numbers change things, not individuals. Numbers, not leaders, but voters. Voters change things. If we don't have a bigger showing, a bigger output, a bigger showing,
we're less than the last time around. Think about that,
man. If we don't have a bigger showing, then we're not going to win the way we're not going to win. I'll put it like that.
We'll make it harder for ourselves.
We'll make it harder for ourselves to achieve
ourselves and even organize outside.
Especially to organize outside. Especially. I mean, like one of our stewards told me 2 days ago. He said, man, it's going to be almost impossible when you try to organize Amazon and you only have 15 to 20% of the organization participating in voting. You're sending a message to the Amazon executives that they can go back to their workers and say, listen, the Teamsters may talk all this noise about organizing, but only 20% of them voted in their own election. What does that say about them trying to come and organize you? And we got to be careful about that. The messages that we're sending, because it's bigger than our internal differences.
It's bigger than Verma.
It's bigger than Verma. It's bigger than all of that. And I don't think people understand that. We put a lot of stock in because we want our candidate to win. I understand that. But after your candidate wins, and we only have 200,000 people voting, who really wins? The employer. And you know, the employer. And I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'd rather have 1 million people win and my candidate of choice loses than to have 200,000 people win and my candidate of choice win. Because the power is not in the candidate. The power is with the numbers of the people that vote. That doesn't sound good to the politician or to the people who's just wrapped up in the
horse race.
Right.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound right. Hooker, what are you talking about? You sound like, no, that's just the truth. Nothing changes unless the people are behind it. That's just the bottom line. You don't have to agree, but it's the truth.
This is your time, right? You could be spending time with family or even with members, doing member activity, right? Yep. But this is important to you. Why? Why are you here?
It's important to me because I remember the looks on people's faces in 2013 and 2018 when the contracts of both years were forced on us, supplemental and the national. I remember hearing people complain about things and wishing that the leaders really cared about them. And I remember that there was not a lot of turnout then.
No.
And
what it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
No. And I think a lot of it is, and now this is what the leadership does come to role is that we have to be more visible. We have to be there. You got to be doing something to create engagement. You just can't. You just can't show up contract time and campaign time because you want to get reelected.
Right.
You got to show up all of the time.
Yes.
That builds
trust.
Right.
No,
It builds engagement, so people will come out and vote. I'm not going to vote because and you only come out when you want me to vote for you or a campaign for a contract. I'm not going to vote because where were you at when I was being forced to work 6 days a week? Where were you at when when we had a fight for PPE and this? Where were you at on this fight? Where were you at on that fight? I hear you fighting for yourself.
22-4s.
22-4s and the one punch rule and the team care.
Or just focusing on UPS.
Or it's focusing right. What about the shot with the 15 members who don't know neither side? We gotta vote, man. We really gotta vote, and I'm hoping that we vote. If not, he'd be in trouble. If we don't vote, the employers win.
When the employers are saying that you guys are in trouble.
I'm not gonna forget that. I'm not gonna forget that.
He said.
I'm not gonna forget that. See, this is not a game, man. This is not. And I think people are so focused on the politics that they forget that there's a lot more at stake than this person winning or that person winning or that person losing or that person losing. It's bigger than that. The employers have already made up in their mind that they've won.
Oh, absolutely.
They've
Look at
already,
the numbers.
they already made
ecstatic.
up in their mind.
They are ecstatic. They're beside themselves.
And we keep giving them ammunition.
Yes.
We keep giving them that, and they keep
I was
using
gonna say a bad joke, but no, I'm gonna say. But we hand ourselves the wrong gun.
Yeah.
Right. You know what happened earlier in this week.
Yeah. So hopefully, again, 3 weeks. We got plenty of time. I hope.
No,
I hope people vote.
We're at the point now where we need to push this. There's no more time left. You have to get.
We got 3 weeks left.
You have to get to 5 or 10 people and tell them to vote.
Yes, please do.
Please
do. Please vote. Don't beat your brother or sister up because they don't agree with you. That's not what this is about. People. It's okay for people to have differences of opinions. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's what human personality is all about.
You've seen it here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's all right.
It's all right.
They pay dues just like you pay dues. They can have their own opinion. We don't got to beat each other up online because I can tell you what, this is what happening.
Yeah.
Carol Tomei and all these guys, they looking. Yeah, they still haven't learned. They still fighting amongst each other. They still not voting.
Twice as hard. I can get that next car.
Right, because while they're fighting each other, while they doing all that stuff, we making billions of dollars in profit, and they still not voting.
Here's another story for you. So, a different manager, he came. He was talking to the employees, and he was telling him the trouble that he was going through in his household. His wife's calling him about the $14,000 pizza oven that wasn't working. What I said? $14,000
pizza oven.
Yeah, it was having problems. So you know what he said?
What's that?
Honey, don't worry about it. Just buy another one. Just like that.
That's what the manager said.
Yeah. And he was also telling the employees, when he gets a scratch on the car, that's the division manager. You know what he does?
What's that?
He just takes the car back. He don't want it no more. He gets another one.
Get another car.
Yeah.
So the managers are talking like that, right?
Yes.
But I'm beating you over here because you don't agree with me.
Yeah, he gets a scratch on his car. What does he do?
He get another car.
He's just going to get another
car. But you and I are beating each other up.
And we're worried about SEPTA's going on strike. How are we going to get to work?
Right.
How are we going to provide care for our people?
Our priorities.
Why for them, the people you work for, they say, oh, man, I get a scratch on my car. I'm just going to get another car.
Our priorities are
I'm going to go buy a brand new car. That's what he said he does. The pizza oven, the $14,000 pizza oven.
You know why he can do that? Because
they made $2.3 billion.
Off of who?
Off of your back.
There you go.
Right, so he can go buy that $14,000 pizza oven.
And we're arguing about the dumb stuff online.
Gets a scratch on the car. You walk by his car in the parking lot, you scratch his car. Like,
I'm going to go get another one.
Yeah, I don't want this car no more. I don't want this Benz anymore.
And we only got 133,000 people voting.
These are the people we work with. If the man say he scratches Benz up, he doesn't want it anymore. He's going to go get another one.
We in trouble, man.
Right.
But we got time. It's running out, but we got it. So, we're going to get out of here, man.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Let's do a moment of silence for
we just got a text on my phone about another one of our brothers just lost his mother-in-law.
People lost their family members.
Robert Bobbiak, he lost one of his family members. So we just want to have a moment of silence for him and any of our members that lost loved ones throughout this week. We just want to have a moment of silence before we end the show. All right, good people. We're going to get out of here. We appreciate you, Will.
Thank you so much. A positive show. It was good. I hope it gets people out there thinking about talking to other people and getting them to vote. I know you voted, but now you got to do the next step. Get our members to vote.
Right, absolutely. Again, we're going to get out of here. We're going to come back next Wednesday if the Lord say so.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you. God bless. Be safe. Stay safe from this COVID. It's still out there. It's getting a little colder. Make sure you warm up, stay warm, stay focused, and vote. We're not going to agree. That's all right. We're still brothers and sisters. And again, a big shout out to both campaigns for really turning down the negative rhetoric. Yeah. I mean, for one, I appreciate it. I know you appreciate it. I think we all appreciate it. Because the bigger focus has to be on getting these numbers up. Because whoever wins, if the numbers are not there, then we all lose. And we really got to turn this thing around. So, again, God bless. We love you. See you guys in the building. Again, stay safe, stay hungry, and vote. All right? Peace out. We love you.